XL 92.5 FM.
It is here. Congratulations to all. You made it. The NFL, 2 hours and 20 minutes away. Tonight, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I can't think of a worse place to be. But it's the Lincoln Financial Field, and it's Dallas and Philly. Not a bad rivalry. I've always said it. The only thing that college football has over the NFL is rivalries. And college also, you know, there's that feeling of tradition and pageantry and, you know, getting back with the alumni and friends and stuff like that, where the NFL has turned more into, you know, kind of top shelf nonsense. And there's so much more to just the NFL. It's a social gathering. It's fantasy football. It's gambling. It's this, it's that. But college football, an unbelievable week one. The NFL, again, will start tonight. Then we'll go tomorrow night. Then you get a full allotment of games Saturday in college football, 1 o'clock Eastern, right here in Duval. Jaguars, Panthers coming up Sunday at 1. Pre-game, in-game, post-game. Keep it right here on both stations. And Jacksonville, favored by 3.5 points. The total's 46.5. So that's remained fairly steady. I did see a little bit earlier today that the public, the general public, 68% of the bets have gone on Jacksonville. The Philly Godfather told us this a night ago. The line actually opened at 2.5. It slowly moved to 3.5, but 68% of the people on Jacksonville, 32% of the people are on Carolina. We'll check in with Rafael Esparza about that later in the program. Live from Las Vegas, where's the money moving this week? Certainly we'll talk about this game. I know there's a lot of folks out there looking at that 17.5, 18 with Florida and South Florida. Another game we'll have for you right here on the flagship of the Jags. Okay, also the home of the Gators. Ugh, man, it kind of hurts for me to say that, but, you know, I'm a company guy. I mean, come on. It's the home of the Gators. Oh, look at this right behind me. We got a nice game. As a matter of fact, you can't see the Jags helmet. You can certainly see the Gator helmet. Isn't that kind of awful, that type of orange there, Dylan? I mean, I'll be the first to admit, I think garnet is kind of a, I don't know. I don't ever think I'd wear a garnet jersey if I wasn't a Florida State fan. Same thing with that awful orange.
It's not the Tennessee orange, though. It's not that bright, ugly orange. It is orange, but it's not the bright, ugly orange, I will say.
Orange is awful. It's Miami, it's Clemson, it's Florida, and it's Tennessee.
Do you own any orange polos?
Oh, hell no.
I own one. I always look like a traffic cone.
I gave Joe Coward a nice Pablo Creek orange shirt about 10, 12, 14 years ago. I forget what I got in return. It was brand new, and it was obviously given to me. I did not purchase it. My old friend, the late Doug Zani, one of the greatest guys ever, the assistant for 19 years over at Pablo Creek, and used to play a ton of golf over there and still have some Pablo Creek stuff, but couldn't get rid of that orange one fast enough. So public's on Jacksonville. Where's the sharp money? Got to tell you right now, 3.5 is scary as far as the number, but I'm going on record right now. Not only do I like Jacksonville in this game, I like Jacksonville to cover. I like them 27-17 coming up on Sunday afternoon. I just think you're going to see this thing develop. I wish I had the berries to come right out and tell you as well that Jacksonville's going to put up points on their first drive. I mean, how cool would that be? A field goal's fine. I mean, all you got to do is pick up like a first down, maybe 2 first downs, and you're in range for the nuclear weapon. okay, who I think is going to end up being, really the best place kicker in the NFL. Jacksonville has the best special teams combination in the NFL. Logan Cook, I still don't think he's been to a Pro Bowl, which is just absolutely awful. Ross Matisic has. He's been to a couple as a, deep snapper, long snapper, and then, of course, Cam Little and what he's able to do. The return game will be interesting. They're going to have new gunners this year as well. All right, Daniel Thomas is gone. Tim Jones is gone. I think it'll be Antonio Johnson. I think it will be, Ray Lane, possibly Christian Braswell. We'll find out. And that whole gunner situation is kind of complex now because it really, in my opinion, really applies in punt. The kick coverage, it's not like you're running 50 yards because of the way that the NFL has screwed up kickoffs. And again, we'll get that tonight. We'll see that in the matchup between Dallas and Philadelphia. That's an interesting one. Philly, somewhere in the neighborhood of 7.5, 8 points, the favorite tonight over the Dallas Cowboys. So we got a ton to do. This is what I do have planned, okay? Tim Brando traveling. He should be landing right around now. I believe he is in Indianapolis, going to Indiana for their matchup on Saturday. We hope to have Tim Brando tonight at 7 o'clock. I know we usually have him around 6:18, but again, he's traveling. So we're going to push Timmy B back a little bit tonight. Hope to have him at 7 o'clock. We're going to go out to Charlotte to get things started here in just a little bit. Kyle Bailey, I've done his show for years. I don't know if I've ever brought him on before because, Jacksonville doesn't play Carolina routinely. But I want to get a first, a really a deep look at this Carolina football team. And I think you'll be very interested in that because for the most part, my understanding and some of the things that I've looked at in Carolina, the media there, they believe they're going to come down here and win a football game. All right. And the importance of this game is massive. I cannot say it enough. I apologize for being redundant, but it's because of two reasons. Number one, radio listeners come at all different times, right? And when they come, they stay, right? It's as simple as that. However, we're always reminded of that you come and some leave, not the into the night listeners. They all stay. Number two, I believe it. I believe it. I'm going to say it again. It's the first time I've ever said it. It's the first time in 34 years that I've said it. This game Sunday at 1 is more important to you than it is this brand new coaching staff and this brand new football team. I'll tell you why. If they lose, they're professionals. They'll turn the page. They'll move on to Cincinnati as professionals. These 27 new players or whatever it is, they don't know about the 0-4 a year ago. They don't know that last year's football team accepted losing. They don't know that last year's football team in the month of September literally looked at you as Jaguar fans and said, watch this. You will get absolutely nothing at all to cheer about during the 2024 season. We're going to fumble on the goal line. It's going to be a 14-point swing. And watch. Nothing. 0 for 4 month of September. It was awful. It was absolutely frigging awful. And that football team a year ago accepted losing. So you bring in Baselli. You bring in Gladstone. You bring in Cohen. You bring in a ton of new football players. This game, for your mental health, is enormous. If they lose this game, I mean, I'm not someone who can prescribe stuff for you, right? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't, but I'm going to certainly give you my ideas. I mean, it's not like I want you surfing up and down Phillips Highway looking for it, but your mental health is really going to come into question if Jacksonville drops this game with the brutal schedule they have remaining this month. That's why, again, there's no such thing as a must-win in the NFL for the players, for the coaches. They could totally respond. I mean, who knows what this year is going to be all about? They could drop this game on Sunday, turn around, and win the next 3, or whatever it may be. But I'm talking about you. I'm talking about the Jaguars fans. You need this one. And I want it for you so bad. I do. I mean, I want to see you slamming beers and slapping backs and kissing babies. And hopefully there's a lot of, I know there's going to be a lot of Florida State Seminole babies born in about 9 months after last Saturday. I hope there's a lot of little Jaguar babies born in 9 months as well, if in fact the Jaguars get it done against the Panthers on Sunday. All right, opening comments. And, I've never said anything like this ever before. This is totally new for me. But this one's really for the fans. It's about settling in and believing. Because if it doesn't happen, I can already feel, I'm getting a tremendous amount of emotion burning through my headset right now. And this is what it sounds like. Here we go again. This game is more important for the fans than it is for the football team. Opening comments brought to you by Shmunez Vision. I got 20/20. I'll be able to check this ball game out, and the good, the bad, the indifferent, I'll be there for it. How about you? How about your kids? When's the last time they have had an opportunity to get an eye checkup, right? Maybe a change of their prescription is needed, and there's so much that they offer, okay? I was noticing it today. My eye was itching a little bit. Dr. Neo Shmunez gave me something for allergies, and I was like, I don't have allergies. He's like, you have a tiny one. Well, I noticed it today in my right eye, okay? It was itching. So I applied whatever it was that he gave me. I don't remember the product, and it went away in like 20 minutes. You may have allergies. Don't scratch your eyes. Don't rub your eyes. Redness. What? Make a visit today while you're there. Laser eye surgery. Imagine 20/20 for the rest of your life. Dr. Neo Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hahn combined, that's more than 37 years worth of experience with surgery. The folks you talk to, the folks that are with you, are the same individuals who will perform surgery. Go to Shmunez Vision online. Go to Shmunez Vision on Instagram. Kyle Bailey coming up next, WFNZ and Charlotte. Let's get the lay of the land for the Carolina Panthers as they come into Duval and face the Jaguars Sunday at 1.
After this week's game, 1010XL takes the show on the road. Join hacker Leon and Coach Gerald Ingram for the Window World of Northeast Florida 5th quarter. Live from Hurricane Grill and Wings, San Marco. Covered by Apex Roofing and Contracting.
First Coast, I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Attention ladies. The Ladies Florida State Championship is returning to Best Bet Jacksonville from September 18th to the 21st. Highlights include a World Poker Tour Mega Satellite, a free Q&A session with the Poker Hall of Famer and First Lady of Poker, Linda Johnson, and Women's Poker Hall of Famer, Jan Fisher. It includes the $300 No Limit Hold'em Ladies Championship Tournament and the $200 Kings and Queens No Limit Hold'em event. Don't miss this action-packed weekend. For all the details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then, strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com. Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Jaguars football is officially back. Be there as number 2 overall draft pick Travis Hunter, quarterback Trevor Lawrence, and new head coach Liam Cohen take the field for the first time during the 2025 NFL regular season. Secure your seats for when the Jaguars take on the Panthers September 7th by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Plenty of college football coming up, 7 o'clock. Tim Brando will join us, our weekly visit. Then we'll go to Vegas, check the money, see where people are spending it this weekend in Las Vegas, Rafael Esparza. Right now, before we do head to Charlotte, I'll tell you that tonight's show is brought to you by Alexander Law Practice. Okay, check them out online, Alexander Law Practice. I'll tell you much more about them in about 10 minutes. Right now, it's bringing Kyle Bailey. He has covered the Carolina Panthers for quite some time out of WFNZ in Charlotte. Kyle, how are you?
Rick Ballou, it's good to talk to you again, brother.
Good to talk with you, and you blew me away. I think it was yesterday when I was with you. You telling me that the 2 times that Jacksonville and Carolina has opened the season, the Panthers went on to play in the Super Bowl.
That is correct. To be more specific, the last 2 times we had both Ohio State as the reigning national champions in college football. Yes, the Panthers opened up with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and J-Lo had just recently gotten divorced on both occasions. So we are tracking. We are planning the Super Bowl parade here in Charlotte, and we're excited about 2025.
Yeah, let's get straight to it. Bryce Young, up and down, benched after week 2, returned in week 8, played much better, especially the last 3 weeks. So where's the confidence level right now, on this former overall pick at QB?
I'm just gonna. If I had to go confidence level 1 through 10, I would say it's about a 7.5 right now. He looked really strong down the stretch. Final, let's say half dozen games. Played the final 8 to 10 weeks. He really started to show improvement, but it was those final 5 or 6 games where he really finally started to look like and make plays like the former number 1 overall pick. So. They still lost some close games down the stretch, as I'm sure you've discussed. Games against the teams that participated in the Super Bowl, Kansas City and Philadelphia, both games going down to the wire. They should have beaten the Eagles in Philadelphia were it not for a late drop that would have been the go-ahead touchdown. And so, Bryce went out and I think proved that he belongs in the NFL. But the big question now is, can you go do it for a 17-game season? Can you get this team to or at least close to the postseason and continue the build and what they hope is the ascension of this version of the Carolina Panthers?
All right, how's he settling in? Because he's got new wide receivers. They traded Thielen. Obviously, Jalen Coker is out for a little bit of time, at least a month with the quad strain. You make the draft selection of Tet McMillan, which I'm really looking forward to watching. You still have Leggett, and you're able to bring in Hunter Renfrow. So overall, how has the passing game gone throughout camp in the preseason?
I think the passing game overall, they're pleased with it in the preseason, no doubt about it. Now, as far as Bryce goes, he's had finally an offseason to carry over with the same head coach and the same playbook for the first time in his career. And, the word they kept using to describe his preseason was command. They felt like he was in full command of the offense, full command of his own game. And so they're quite pleased with the preseason that he had. As far as the rest of it goes, for a good portion of the preseason, the way we would describe the wide receiver room was depth, right? You got good wide receiver depth. Now, recently things have changed a little bit. Of course, like you said, they traded Adam Thielen to Minnesota. I believe that he was going to be de-emphasized in the offense a little bit with the drafting of back-to-back first-round wide receivers in Tetero McMillan and Xavier Leggett. So, losing him is certainly a big concern to a certain portion of this fan base because he and Bryce had developed a very close chemistry, a lot of respect there, a lot of yards and touchdowns too. So his departure does have some people concerned, no doubt about it. And we would have felt okay about it, really overall, had both Hunter Renfrow and Jalen Coker been healthy to start the season. Renfrow was initially cut. Fans didn't like that. Panthers put on a full-court press to bring him back, as they should have. So he's there, and that's a good thing. But Jalen Coker's down for 4 to 6 weeks with a quad injury that he suffered a couple of weeks ago. So he was a breakout candidate for this team, still is, but the fact that they're going to be without him to start the season is no bueno because he had a fantastic camp. So as you well know, having covered this league for a long time, Tetero McMillan is certainly an enticing rookie, but he is just that. He's a rookie. So I think folks are tempering their expectations a little bit. Xavier Leggett needs to have a big second year, and we're all hoping that Hunter Renfrow can go out and remind us of the player he was a couple of years ago. So between that, J.T. Sanders and Tommy Tremble at the tight end position, they got Chuba Hubbard back. They paired him with another 1,000-yard back last year, Rico Dowdle, who came over from Dallas. They like their run game possibilities with the entire offensive line coming back, but also those backs, both Chuba and Rico Dowdle, certainly capable of catching the ball out of the backfield. So I think that while they'd like to be a little bit more at full strength with the injury stuff, they still feel good about the weaponry they're bringing with them.
Yeah, Carolina, one of the few teams in the NFL that returns their entire offensive line. It's Sunday at 1. It's Carolina here in town taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll have all the pregame, in-game, postgame right here. Kyle Bailey, our guest out of Charlotte, WFNZ. Let's get to that offensive line. I mean, Ikem Ekwonu, depending on who you talk to, I know they picked up their 5th year. They're down on him. They think his better football is ahead. But he had an appendectomy 12 days ago. What's the latest there?
I don't expect him to play. They're going to take it all the way into tomorrow. That might be a little bit of gamesmanship, but Dave Canales said earlier today, I believe, that they're going to make that determination tomorrow. With the laparoscopic procedure and just the nature of it, they think he's going to be back pretty quickly, but it will be exactly 2 weeks on Sunday from the day that he had that procedure. So most of us are not expecting him to start in this game, and instead it's probably going to be Josh Nijman, who certainly not a starting caliber left tackle, let's say. At the same time, though, a couple of years ago in Green Bay with David Bakhtiari going down, he filled in pretty admirably for him, protecting Aaron Rodgers' blind side. So similar size and has played well in the past. They also have Brady Christensen, a swing player who re-signed there kind of surprisingly this offseason, who they do believe can fill in at the left tackle spot. Everybody else from Robert Hunt to Austin Corbett, Damian Lewis, and Taylor Moton, who they just extended, all expected to be out there. So you said it. They brought back the entire offensive line, not just the starters, but all the depth pieces too. So they feel pretty comfortable with what they have at that position.
You know, Kyle, arguably these were the two worst defenses a year ago, and statistically, the data supports it. Carolina dead last in a lot of categories. Jacksonville dead last in a lot of categories. Jacksonville's made significant changes, particularly in their secondary. I see 6 new bodies in Carolina, possibly 6 new starters defensively in Carolina. How have they looked throughout the month of August and into the early part of September?
Well, I mean, we've only had a limited number of opportunities to see them, certainly against better competition or equal competition. I think they would tell you they performed well in joint practices against the Cleveland Browns and the Houston Texans. If you go to that Browns game in the first preseason outing, they did their job, certainly against Shedeur Sanders before he started to play well. He didn't find much success against the Panthers starters, but, of course, they're facing a rookie, a fifth-round rookie, so you take that with a grain of salt. I think the fans really are hoping that this defense can go from dead last and historically bad to hopefully somewhere in the middle of the pack. And if you compare that with, the kind of offense they're hoping to get, then, you're going to be an even more competitive team this year. But you're right. They brought in a lot of free agents. Trayvon Merrick at the safety position, they paid him a lot of money. They like him a lot. They brought in Bobby Brown as a run stuffer from L.A. They brought in Christian Roseboom, who was supposed to be a depth piece at linebacker, but with the sudden release of Josie Jewell at linebacker, which was injury-related, and he may never play again, Roseboom has been thrust into a starting position, and that has some people concerned. Turk Wharton coming over from a very good Kansas City defense. You got Pat Jones coming down from Minnesota. Jadeveon Clowney's gone off that defense last year. So, and then you get to the other secondary pieces. You got J.C. Horn and Mike Jack back on the outside, but Shaw Smith-Wade, who had a great camp, he's going to get a lot of run there. So, they're hoping for better, but there's no question about it, Rick, that the fans especially still, look at that defense and worry it's going to be a bit of a liability.
All right, let's wrap it up with the chess match. We know that Liam Cohen, they're both former Tampa Bay offensive coordinators. Canellis 2 years ago, Liam Cohen last year. Cohen had success week 13, I think it was 17, Tampa Bay winning both of those games. So he's familiar with Carolina's defense, despite the changes. What about Canellis here? He's not overly familiar with what Jacksonville has, but he still understands what Liam Cohen wants to employ offensively.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And, of course, as the head coach, he's got his hands firmly in everything, but he also, has turned the keys over to Ejiro Evero, the defensive coordinator, since he got here. At joint practices, Dave Canales wasn't even looking at the defense during training camp. He was, of course, he's the offensive play caller as well. So, he entrusts Ejiro Evero to run the defense, and now with better, healthier pieces, I'm sure, believe that they'll have a strong game plan for the Jacksonville offense. But there is some familiarity there. You're right, and I'm sure Dave Canales will put that to good use. But this is going to come down to, again, who can block, who can tackle, who can get off tackles, and who's got better defensive personnel this year. And just listening to Dave Canales talk, I know he knows that.
All right, fans are fans. The Jaguar fans believe they're going to win. The Panthers fans believe they're going to win. What about the media in town? Where are they as far as Carolina's chances here Sunday at 1?
I mean, I think everybody thinks they've got a chance. I think everyone thinks that this is an improved roster, but no one believes in this organization right now. I mean, obviously we know all about David Tepper in his last 7 years. Jacksonville fans know all about David Tepper, given the incident from a couple of years ago. But, since he took over the team in 2018, they've not made the playoffs one time. It's been a lot of losing football, a lot of chaos, a lot of questionable personnel and roster decisions, a lot of turnover. It felt like there for a while we were tracking for a coaching and GM search and a new quarterback search nearly every offseason. So faith in this team is very low right now. We all see what Bryce did down the stretch last year. We think they've made some shrewd decisions in free agency and possibly in the draft. Dan Morgan has also, we think, done a pretty good job finding some UDFA talent. But pretty much everybody here is in show-me mode. There is no belief until the Carolina Panthers get back on track and start winning football games again.
Kyle Bailey, WFNZ in Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you, Kyle. Always a lot of fun.
No doubt. Let me shout out my guy, Big Cat Dan, real quick. Diehard Panthers fan, listens from Jacksonville every day and says his routine every day is my show to get Panthers news, but he will not miss Rick Ballou in the evening. So shout out to Big Cat Dan.
Big Cat Dan. Thank you. Kyle, have a good one. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, buddy.
There he goes. Kyle Bailey, WFNZ. So right there in front of you, an opportunity to go 1-0 and get it done. Once again, he, as far as Equano is concerned, he doesn't think he's going to be able to give it a go. He's their left tackle, much maligned, highly criticized, but he picked up the 5th year. And, you know, I have to believe they're a better football team with him in there. I know Josh Hines-Allen had his way with him a few years back during that David Tepper incident in game, but nonetheless, we will find out. I'll get to the injury report on the other side. It's basically the same as it was one day ago. All right, tonight's show brought to you by Alexander Law Practice. Let's get straight to the point. If you have been injured, a personal injury, okay, anything that has happened to you, and this includes being involved in a accident with a vehicle, okay, go to Alexander Law Practice. The first thing you need to do is call them. 400-6600. You're going to get an absolute immediate response. Okay, 400-6600. Then you get to sit down and talk with Rick Alexander and others who are part of his practice. Okay, it's a free review, free consultation, same thing. And you get this opportunity to tell them exactly what did take place. You may be injured right now. You may have broken bones. You may not be able to work. You may not be able to get to work because your car is totaled. You may not be able to pay bills. You will never come out of pocket at Alexander Law Practice. These are the questions that you have for Rick Alexander, and they are going to be there. They're going to be very creative, and they're going to take you through this entire process. These are the questions you need to ask. Remember, you'll never come out of pocket, and hopefully at the end, you will be rewarded handsomely. It's what you deserve, especially if it happened with a careless driver and you were not at fault. It's as simple as that. Just go to Alexander Law Practice online, or once again, give them a call at 400-6600. Free call and a free consultation. All right, when we come back, let's get into it here a little bit. What do you think? This is my last opportunity tonight to talk to you. Tomorrow, I'll be on 4 to 6 on 1010 with high school football happening. That's going to be the case here now for the next couple of months. Fridays 4 until 6, and that will be on 1010 only. But we got tonight all the way up until 8 o'clock. The best way to join us, 641-1010 on the text line. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also get in and join those watching tonight on YouTube. Just go to 1010XL into the night. Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors. With great ratings and expert reviews, you know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or just stop by the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Their professional design consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
The Friday Night Lights are shining even brighter as 1010XL has partnered with Channel 4 to bring you Friday Night Lights, a live streaming show at 7 o'clock every Friday, presented by Farrah and Farrah on the social media channels of 1010XL and Channel 4.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to american-electrical.com and see how they can help you.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass, still family owned and in business for 100 years. When they say you're going to see a big difference, that's for everything. Custom showers and spas, tabletops, mirrors, even replacing foggy windows, all at a more affordable price. And with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed, Lee and Kate's Glass is your best choice. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, thanks for coming over so quick.
Sure thing, pal. What's the big...
Whoa! See, I told you there was a smell.
Yeah, it smells like...
Exactly, or a dead one more like it.
You need some fresh air in here.
Well, this is the problem, Jason. I've kept everything sealed up tight all summer long so I don't lose all my nice cool air. Now all the dog smells and cooking smells and home gymnasium, man cave smells are all building up and I can barely...
Dude, where are the Bueller sunglasses I gave you?
Oh, I don't know. They must be in my other...
Put on my emergency pair.
Whoa.
Bueller Air and Plumbing can install an air purification add-on to your existing air conditioner. Clean the air of dust and pollen and funky smells while you cool.
So I can keep all the cool air I saved up?
And your place won't smell like a dead...
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Hey, yeah, I wanna shoot, baby, shoot.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, thanks to Kyle Bailey. This very winnable game for the Jaguars. We'll get the very latest on the money with Rafael Esparza coming up next hour. Don't get a lot of reaction on me not liking the color orange, including on YouTube, where Philip Birch says that the Eagles embarrassed the Cowboys tonight. The Jags embarrassed the Panthers by 20. Ballou's girlfriend embarrassed him by posting a picture of him in bright orange shorts. I may add, Dylan, that my GF is an Oklahoma fan. You know what that means?
Oklahoma State's the orange.
Yes,
which
and
is a rival.
And Texas.
Oh yeah, that's a burnt orange.
Still an orange.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm excellent. It's the NFL starts tonight. I don't feel like super excited about the NFL starting. Like I don't. It's kind of weird. Like I guess all my excitement went toward college football last week. But I have a lot of fantasy and like gambling aspects with the NFL. So it's like I tune in. Like I still watch the same, but I'm not as like excited. Yeah. If that makes any sense.
Everyone's got a pocket full of cash right now because it's week one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we'll see how things change once we get deeper into the season, October, November. But I think it's typically a situation where you probably have more money on the 1st and the week of the 15th, you know, after you get paid. The week in between, if you're not winning, that could be problematic. But, hey, I mean, you know, with betting and live in-game betting and not to mention fantasy, just about everyone will be tuned in tonight to see Dallas at Philadelphia.
100%. And I wonder, you know, there's like 4 blowouts this week that everybody projects is going to happen with the Saints, Cardinals, and the Browns, Bengals. Everybody expects the Eagles to blow out the Cowboys. I think we're going to have a lot of close games, man. Week 1's very, very quirky. It's bad teams don't know they're bad. And that's the thing with the Jags Panthers. There are a lot of Jags fans think that, that they're going to win this game. And I'm like, I keep thinking Jags by a field goal.
All right, the line's now 8.5. It was 7.5. It's now 8.5. I think it was 8 yesterday, and we talked with the Philly Godfather. So a lot of Philadelphia money coming in as we get closer to the game. But you're right, there are a lot of close games. Tampa at Atlanta, the Bucs favored by 1.5 on the road. Kansas City tomorrow night favored by 3.5 in L.A. with no fans there. Cincinnati favored on the road, 5.5 points. Indy just barely a home favorite against Miami by 1.5. New England just barely a home favorite over the Raiders. Amari Cooper quits on the Raiders today out of nowhere. 5 Pro Bowls, 711 receptions, 10,033 yards. At the age of 31, he says he's not into it anymore. Arizona favored on the road in New Orleans. You mentioned that as a blowout, 6.5 points. Pittsburgh at New York, where Rodgers played a year ago. Yet another road favorite this week in the NFL. New York at Washington, that in D.C. So what's their name again? Is it the Commanders?
Washington no football team.
Okay.
That's what I call them.
Yeah, favored by 6.5. I think it's our president who wants it to go back to their original name.
Yes, that
which
is
I
correct.
won't say. I won't say that name because I don't want to get canceled.
Yeah, well, and they're trying to go back to the old stadium.
Right. I won't even say the name of the president because I don't want to get canceled. Titans at Broncos. I mean, that's a huge line, 8.5. 49ers at Seahawks. That's got to be our 8th or 9th road favorite. And then you have Green Bay. This is probably the game of the week, arguably, with Green Bay playing host to Detroit, and then the Rams playing host to the Texans. Obviously, I did not mention that Sunday night game. I was looking at the odds a little bit earlier today to win the Super Bowl. This game on Sunday night between Baltimore and Buffalo, they're both plus 650 right now to win the Super Bowl. If you don't know what plus 650 means, you lay down $100. If Buffalo wins the Super Bowl, you're getting back $650 plus your $100. Same with the Ravens. Philadelphia plus $700. Chiefs are plus $800. Monday night, Minnesota in Chicago. Minnesota favorite. So I think unofficially I have 10, maybe 11 road favorites in week 1 in the NFL. Just absolutely crazy. But for the most part, I mean, these lines are one-possession games, right? Some of them a field goal or less. A couple of ones are one-sided, but that's totally different from what you see in college football, right? So that's the NFL. That's why there's a salary cap. That's why they do it this way. The NFL's design is no team should be good for a long period of time. No team should be bad for a long period of time. All right, we got much more to do. Tim Brando, our scheduled guest for 7. Rafael Esparza, more on this, checking the money and looking at the lines, both college and pro. That'll be later next hour as well. He's still in Denmark. I'm Rick Ballou. We call this Into the Night.
Real fans know there's more to a championship team than offense and defense.
Plus, the kicker, honestly, is like one of the most important guys on the team.
Each week, Superior Plumbing spotlights the special teams player of the game on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more, or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Rick Ballou here with the congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, Whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. In the summertime, it really can stretch out most of the year because we love the warm temperatures here in the Sunshine State. Greg, give them an idea of what Honda has to offer.
They are all over the board. They've got Honda scooters, Honda motorcycles, we've got Honda boats, we've got Honda side-by-sides. Whatever you like, we've got it.
That means adventure is waiting.
That's right, and we're ready for you.
In the showroom, you can find all that Honda has to offer on Atlantic near Regency, or check out Cycles of Jacksonville's Facebook page.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner. With honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Football is back, and so is Prize Picks. You know what that means? It's time to play and win with America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 10 million active members. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. Will DJ Lagway throw up for more than 270.5 yards against Long Island? Will Jeremiah Smith have more than 1.5 touchdown catches against Texas? Will Cade Klubnik throw more than 2.5 touchdown passes against LSU? It's just that simple. But here's the best part. Prize Picks offers an injury insurance reboot. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks invented Flex Play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. All Prize Picks withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code 1010XL and get $50 instantly when you play 5. That's 1010XL to get $50 instantly when you play 5. Prize Picks. Good to be right.
Kuhn Flowers announces their home holiday decorating team is now taking orders for the holiday season. This is Max with 1010XL. No more hassling with tree buying, untangling, and hanging burned out lights. Call Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all.
At Hurricane Grill and Wings, the wings are fresh, the drinks are cold, and the game is always on. With 30-volt flavors, ice-cold beer, and handcrafted cocktails, there's no better place to kick back and catch every play. Escape the ordinary. Your home for sports is Hurricane Grill and Wings.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Getting closer to kickoff tonight in Philadelphia. The Eagles, Cowboys. 8:20 on NBC. Tomorrow night it's YouTube, Kansas City at LAC. Then, of course, Sunday at 1, it is Jaguars football. They are a 3.5-point favorite over the Panthers. Your total 46.5. You know, health-wise, it's basically the same for both teams. One day later, you look at Buster Brown. He has not participated all week long. Heck, he didn't participate the entire month of August. So I absolutely assume that he is out, no doubt, for this game. Same applies here for the rookie Wyatt Milam. It's an ankle for Buster. It's a knee for the rookie out of West Virginia, Milam. He has not practiced both days. So those will be scratches on Sunday. I think they need Cole Van Lanen, right? Milam is out. They traded Fred Johnson. You need a veteran. Chuma Edoga is certainly going to be your 6th offensive lineman. Jonah Monheim is a guy who could be your 7th offensive lineman. Neither one. Monheim, in a pinch, Chuma Edoga can certainly play tackle. So maybe those are your 7. and that's where they leave it. To me, that's going to be very interesting. The two things I'm going to look for the healthy 48 are, is Cole Van Lanen with his shoulder, and he's been limited the last 2 days, does he, get a jersey on game day? And what about the 4 backs? I mean, it's really anyone's guess. What's the confidence level in playing a Jaguars back week 1, Dylan, where we still don't officially know? Is it ETN? Is it Tank? How much does Tootin get involved? And the second thing I'm going to look for when they announce the scratches 90 minutes before kickoff is, even though Cohen said it wasn't going to happen, does Allen Jr. get a jersey?
Yeah, that's still going to be a main question. I still think, I know it's still here Thursday, I would still think that ETN and Tank split, if I had to guess right now. ETN, I think, is going to get the first carry. I think they're both going to get, about 8 to 11 carries. And then if one guy is hotter than the other in the second half, then the hotter guy is going to get more carries.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, and I think they'll be used differently. I think ETN is huge in the screen game. And pass protect, the rookies are considered better in pass protect. I think it's incredibly fluid. I think a lot of that has to do with the success they have. Remember, Carolina a year ago had the worst rushing defense in pro football, all right? Can Jacksonville get lathered up and run the football? That'd be so enormous for this franchise to really be able to establish something on the ground. I get it. I understand where you're at. You want to see Trevor spin it. You want to see Brian Thomas Jr. have a huge day. You want to see Travis Hunter have a huge day. You want to see Diami Brown have a big day. Brenton Strange. I understand. But running the football changes the entire complexion of the game. And in this instance, the entire complexion of your team. If they can run. And they would, I think they averaged, 98.5 yards last year? It might have been just over 100. It was either somewhere between 98.5 and 101 yards. It was really bad last year. And remember, Liam Cohen, when he took over for Dave Canellis, Tampa was the worst rushing team in the NFL. Cohen made them the 4th best rushing team in the NFL. And it's not like they were one-dimensional, okay? I mean, Baker Mayfield threw 41 touchdown passes. Baker Mayfield was the number 1 red zone quarterback in the NFL. So you know that he wants to have a dual attack, but certainly the run is absolutely going to be a big part of this. Ike Mekwonu did not go again today with his post-surgery 12 days after his appendectomy. We just talked with Kyle Bailey. He does not think Ekwonu's going to play. All right? He's been solid with that all week because I was on his show yesterday, and he said the same thing. He just told us that 20 minutes ago, if you missed it. He does not think the Carolina Panthers starting left tackle is going to play. It's one of the only a few teams in the NFL that returns its entire offensive line. They gave Robert Hunt a ton of money. He's their right guard. He's been limited with a foot both Wednesday and Thursday. Left guard, Damian Lewis, a shoulder and an ankle. I think they added the ankle. Is that new? Or I don't remember that from yesterday. All right, limited both days. So he's literally hurt, shoulder to ankle. They added Ashawn Robinson with a groin. So that's the only change to the injury report. He was limited today, and they actually had a setback. This is a reserve corner. He's really like their 6th corner. In Damari Mathis with his knee. He was limited on Wednesday. He did not participate today. So that is the very latest as far as injuries. All right, here's what's coming up this hour. Tim Brandone, we're going to push that back 15 minutes because Timmy B is making his way through the airport. But we're going to have him, that means for our longest period of time during our second hour. So Tim Brandone coming up at 7:15. Rafael Esparza, we're going to check the money with him. We got to make our picks, but, Dylan, I think we got to go through what we did when the schedule went out. We got to go through these games and officially give the listeners, it's going to have to be rapid fire, but put a statement on what we think the Jaguars' record will be this year. That's coming up in 5 minutes.
Follow the Florida Gators on 1010XL. Gators! The Gators hook horns with the South Florida Bulls. Kickoff at 4 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Lee Bryce. What do you know about that tour? Saturday, September 13th, St. Augustine Amphitheater. With special guests Ashley Cook and Lewis Bryce. Award-winning country sensation Lee Bryce. On sale now at AXS.com. Don't miss Lee Bryce Live.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 4th, 1994, Dan Marino throws for 5 touchdown passes and sets an NFL record with his 18th game of 4 or more touchdown passes.
It's the start of our favorite season in Jacksonville, football season. Let's get hyped and let's get the home in tip-top shape and let's get that house zero-resified. Carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, hardwood, they'll take care of you. Call the folks at Zero Res right now, 287-5727. Ask for the 1010XL special. Get your 3 rooms of carpet cleaned at $139 plus a 4th room free. Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and my knee was getting worse, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, Tim Brando coming up in 14 minutes. So, we get Timmy B whenever we can make it work. We make it work, and he's on his way to Hoosierville, 23rd ranked Indiana. Talk about the Big Ten, SEC, possible crossover games, very similar to college basketball. And I said yesterday, as long as it's not like Mississippi State against Indiana, then, thoroughly understanding they're talking about every team in the SEC facing every team in the Big Ten. But Indiana, Illinois, good years a season ago. Off to a pretty good start this year. All right, you ready to do it, Dylan? We've got, we did this earlier, and I had Jacksonville at 8-9. Do you remember what you had them?
I had them at 8 or 9 wins.
Yeah. I think you had them at 9, and I had them at 8 when we did this, right when the scheduled dates actually did come out. But we're going to do it once again. All right, I've already said Carolina, Jacksonville. I think the Jaguars win on Sunday.
I agree. I think Jags by a field goal.
All right. Week 2, Jacksonville at Cincinnati. I think that is a loss.
I agree with you. 1-1.
Mm-hmm. Week 3, Houston at Jacksonville. I think the Jaguars win that football game.
I'll go Houston.
Okay. Difference there, Dylan, with Houston. All right. Week 4, Jacksonville goes to San Francisco. I'll let you go.
I like San Fran too much at home.
Yeah, I do too. KC at Jacksonville Monday night. Yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs here. I don't think there's any doubt about it right now. I mean, and, when you make your preseason picks, but really the picks matter the week of the game, right? I mean, let's be honest about it. Everything changes, particularly injuries, but just the flow of the season. Right, Kansas City right now, I think the Jaguars lose that game.
Yeah, Kansas City's too much.
Seattle at Jacksonville, very intriguing football game. I'm going to take the Jaguars here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'll take Jacksonville to get their second win for me. I think this is an upset.
9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., London. It's Jacksonville in Los Angeles, that being the Rams. I think the Rams are a better football team right now. I'm going to take the Jaguars to lose that game despite going there yearly and understanding things logistically speaking. I guess you can say that, but half the roster has changed and the coaching staff has changed. How do you feel about this?
I think I like the LA Rams here in this spot too. I just question if Matthew Stafford's not healthy, what can this game be? Because he didn't play all preseason and everybody expects him to go. So I think he'll be good to go by then.
Yeah, that's why it is said everything changes once you are actually in season. Jacksonville at Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. I think the Jaguars win that game.
Yes, I agree with you. Jags off a bye as well, too.
Yes, they are off a bye. It's a good point. So I think we're about halfway through. Let's see, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 3-3, 3-4. I got them 4-4.
And I'm 3-5.
Halfway through the season. Okay, Jacksonville at Houston. I think that's a loss. I think they go to 4-5.
I think they beat Houston because I think they split them. So I think Houston gets them at first, and then Jacksonville goes to Houston and wins.
All right. So you have them doing it both on the road. And we just got done talking about, I think there's 11 games this weekend or beginning tonight. The home team favored tonight, but 11 games where the road team is the favorite. I guess you can't say that about tomorrow night because the game is being played in Mexico. All right, Chargers at Jaguars. I think that's a win for Jacksonville.
I think the Chargers, this is going to be the time where I don't think the Chargers are going to make the postseason, but they're going to be right there in the hunt. I think the Chargers are going to beat the Jags at home.
Okay, and you know what? If this is where perhaps things settle down a little bit and you start to really wonder what the remainder of the season is going to be like. It's a heck of a lot better in Week 11 than it was last year in Week 1 when you knew then. Jacksonville goes to Arizona. For me, that's a loss.
Yeah, I agree. Home team wins that game.
Jacksonville goes to Tennessee. That's a victory.
I agree with you there.
Indy comes here. They never win here. The last time Indianapolis won here, they were the Indianapolis Colts. They were the Baltimore Colts, and Ronald Reagan was the president. I like Jacksonville to win that game.
I agree with you. I do. It is a little different, though. Indy's coming here in December as opposed to early in the year. That's how it's been the last couple of years.
New York in Jacksonville. I think the Jaguars win this football game. Therefore, I have them at 8-6.
I think this is going to be the game where, there's always a game where you scratch your head and you're like, how'd you lose this game? I think that's this game. And obviously, a lot of it's going to depend on Justin Fields if he can stay healthy and play this game. I would say the Jags lose this game at home against the Jets.
All right. There you go. At Denver, the week after, very difficult place to play. I think Jacksonville does lose that game to get to 8-7.
Yeah, Denver's going to be pretty good this year.
Indy,
at home
and away. Can they do it? I mean, again, this is one of those games you just don't know. Game 16, where are both teams headed? Again, this is preseason stuff. But right now on paper, to me, it looks like Jacksonville's going to be able to win this game.
Yeah, I think the Jags will be the Colts. I think they'll sweep the Colts this year.
All right, finally, Tennessee at Jacksonville. How do you see it?
Clean sweep. They sweep the Colts and they sweep the Titans.
And I have them beating Houston, so I'd have them going because I have them winning this game. That means they would go 5-1 in the division. Wow. All right, so I have Jacksonville. This is a 2-game improvement, which is an awful lot. I had this team at 8-9 when we did this months ago when the scheduled dates were announced. I had Jacksonville winning 8 and losing 9. I now have them winning 10-7. This just reeks of homerism by the truth teller, but it's the way that I see it. I have them knocking off Carolina Sunday. I have them losing at Cincy. I have them winning home here against Jacksonville, against Houston. I have them losing in San Francisco and then losing here on Monday night to Kansas City. So I have them beginning 2-3, then going to 3-3 with a victory over Seattle, which is going to be an enormous game. Don't kid yourself. I have them losing in London, have them winning in Las Vegas, winning in Houston, have them actually losing in Houston and then winning against the Chargers here at home, losing in Arizona, winning at Tennessee, winning here against Indianapolis, Jacksonville, losing at Denver, winning at Indy, and then winning here during the home finale against Tennessee. I can already see flaws in my predictions. And I did it this way because I wanted to look at the matchup and just pick a winner and pick a loser. Obviously that changes the week of the game. But Dylan, I have them going 7-1 at home. Actually, they do play out in London. So I have them going 6-2 at home.
That is much better than what they have been. I mean, I can't remember the last time they had a winning record at home. What? I don't even think they had one in 22 when they had that playoff run. We talk about the home field and the heat being on our side in September. Hasn't been that way. At least, hasn't been a factor. So hopefully the Jags, can the fans can come home and watch a good product. At least, the victories can be at home, hopefully.
6-2 at home, 4-3 on the road. Wow. That's bold. What did you have them again?
I think the Jags will win 7 or 8 games. I think they'll win 8.
Yeah. Okay. 8-9. I think most people out there would agree with you more than they would agree with me. Again, I'm pretty confident here. But hey, it's the preseason, right? And we shall see. If they go 10-7, they're winning the AFC South. I mean, they are. It's as simple as that. The Vegas line is, 7 and a hook? Philly Godfather got it at 6 and a hook and 7 and a hook. And so I am absolutely over here. All right, your thoughts on that coming up. Also, Tim Brando of Fox Sports. He joins us next.
First-round draft pick Eric Armstead joins the undrafted free agent Tom McManus on Helmets and Heels with Lauren Brooks and Taylor Dahl. Fridays at 3, tuned up by orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville on 1010XL.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
Soft takes are boring. That's why I dropped the hammer on the Frangie Show. I'm Hayes Carlion. Listen for Hammer Time with Hayes, weekday afternoons on 1010XL.
Hammer Time with Hayes, driven by Kia on Atlantic.
Nothing like a hot shower. Wait, why is the water up to my ankles?
It's the dreaded clogged shower drain. Hair, soap scum, and last week's mystery goo.
It's touching my nose!
Don't panic. Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter. We'll tackle plumbing, septic, and even the nastiest shower clogs. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Here's your 1010XL community calendar of local events and nonprofit groups helping people here at home.
Your family can enjoy a special day of fun with games, food, and live music while remembering the sacrifices of our nation's prisoners of war at the National POW MIA Recognition Day, September 20th. Learn more at POWMIAmemorial.org.
Tee off for a cause. Join Junior Achievement of North Florida for the Golf Classic, September 29th at San Jose Country Club. Help support financial literacy for local students. Find out how at janfl.org.
This is Tom Coughlin, and September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Help the J Fund raise awareness to help our neighbors and community members tackling this devastating disease.
Find out how you can be part of the cure for blood cancer at the Light the Night Walk at ViStar Ballpark, November 22nd.
You can find out how to share your community event at 1010XL.com.
If golf is your thing, you'll want to check out Hidden Hills Golf Club. At Hidden Hills, we simply love the game, and we take great care of our golfing friends. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com. We look forward to seeing you at the club.
Hey, it's Vegas time. This is former Jags linebacker Tom McManus from Helmets and Heels, and we want you to come and join us once again in Las Vegas for the Raiders game weekend. If you've not been to the Circus Stadium Swim, you're missing out on 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive 143-foot screen with all the current sports betting action. Plus, all you Jaguar fans are invited to huddle up with Helmets and Heels at the Overhang Bar with our pregame tailgates on Friday with drink specials and special giveaways.
Lauren Brooks here. Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, and myself will be broadcasting Helmets and Heels live on air from a Stadium Swim Cabana on Friday, October 31st. Then hosting the wildly popular Jacksonville Huddle Up Friday evening at the Overhang Bar inside Circa. If you were there last year, you know you won't want to miss it. If you've already booked your flight to Vegas for the big game and are still searching for accommodations, stay where we're staying at Circa Resort and Casino from October 30th to November 3rd.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's another big weekend in the world of college football after a sensational Saturday. In fact, Tim Brando had a game on Thursday, had a game on Saturday. We had games on Friday. We had a game Sunday night. We had a game Monday night. College football fans is going nuts. Tim Brando, Bloomington, Indiana is where he is. 23rd ranked Indiana will take on Kennesaw State. That'll be at high noon on Fox Sports 1. Tim Brando, how are you?
I'm good. So, options if the Cyhawk game gets out of whack. All you need to just go over to the cable side of Fox, and Devin Gardner and Josh Sims and I'll have it for you. Do you realize that the first guy that helped put Kennesaw State on the map for athletics was the great late Vince Dooley? Were you aware of that?
I was not. Not.
He was a consultant and actually the initial athletic director, if you want to call it that. They really didn't have an athletic department. They didn't have anything. And so he worked with them for about the first 3 or 4 years to get them up and going. And of course, as you know, at the level that they were initially playing before they went Division I, they were very quickly a powerhouse football team. So he had a lot to do with that. I know he was happy to help them out. They kind of got him out of retirement to do it too.
Yeah. I heard he's with you right now. I heard Vince. What did he? What was it? What were his questions to Kennesaw State?
Well, I think it was 2015 when they got the thing started. Vince passed away in 18, so he would have been, when he worked with me, it would have been Tim and my boy right there. What we've got is a man that's running the football that has his tail down and his head up, and it explodes upon contact. Now that's how you use your legs. Your legs become like pistons, like Herschel Walker. That's what Herschel had. He had pistons, not legs, and that's how we got a national title in 80, and of course, probably should have had one in 82.
Yeah, no doubt. The great Vince Dooley. That was the Penn State loss, if memory serves me correct, right? Greg Garrity?
Yeah.
It was way back when.
Way back when. They would have won the national title that year, and if you think about it, they had an unbelievable game too with Pitt when Dan Marino was in the Sugar Bowl, and Sherrill got out of there with a win. They beat Notre Dame in 80, which was Herschel's freshman year to win the national championship.
Mm-hmm. Tim Brando in Bloomington, Indiana. Again, high noon on Saturday, Kennesaw State at Indiana. That is on Fox Sports 1. What an incredible, I know you go all the way back to week 0, but what an incredible week 1 of college football.
Oh, yeah, it was wild. And fortunately, I did get to see a good bit of it because so much of it was played on days, even when I wasn't working. I will tell you this, though. There's not a broadcast team that's done 3 games already other than us.
Mm-hmm.
We've already done 3 games. But listen, I thought the weekend lived up to the advanced billing. Don't you? I mean,
yeah.
The only game, and honestly, we knew Ohio State and Texas would be the most anticipated game, and viewership shows that with a record-breaking, I think it was 16 million people that watched that game. So a great start for us at Fox. But ABC and ESPN had a breakthrough weekend, too, in terms of the most viewership for all of its games. And they had a plethora, obviously. They've got the most volume. Fox is next in line with the volume of games. But I thought that the LSU-Clemson game was just incredible. Frankly, I thought the Ohio State-Texas game was sort of a ho-hummer.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think either team was particularly compelling. But when you're playing two outstanding teams, and in each case they were, I think coaches are extremely conservative. I thought both coaching staffs were. And in the case of Ohio State, we're talking about a brand-new coaching staff, really. Other than Ryan Day, he had two new coordinators. And they didn't have to, get too dynamic to win the game because Arch was having so much trouble trying to deal with Matt Patricia's defense. And that was to me, that was the story of that game, was what Patricia in his inaugural game as defensive coordinator was able to do with months and months to prepare for Sark's offense with Arch Manning at the controls. It was a work of art, what he did with that team in terms of their secondary coverages and the different looks that they were giving Arch. I thought the LSU win over Clemson was very big for Brian Kelly, and I thought it was extremely well played by both teams. I was amazed at how good LSU's secondary was by comparison to how bad it's been the last 2 years. And they were aggressive, and they won the second half. They won it big time in the second half. And listen, Nussmeier is every bit the quarterback Cade Klubnik is. The difference was Clemson's defense did not keep LSU from running the football. That was the other thing. LSU was able to run the football well against the Clemson defense that most people thought wouldn't give up a thing on the ground. So LSU's a dangerous team now. They are absolutely. I mean, this week I ranked them number two. I ranked them number two.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were worthy of that much of a jump because I had Clemson number two in my preseason poll, as you know.
I know you did.
And to go in there and win that game, and it wasn't a fluke. It was a hard-fought, tough win, but a win that they deserved. Because they dominated the second half of that game.
Tim Brando, our guest, again, coming up Saturday at high noon. Indiana plays host to Kennesaw State on FS1.
And we haven't even mentioned Florida State. How do we skip that? How do we skip that?
Break it down for us, Timmy. And
Well, I did think Florida State would give them a hell of a game. I didn't have the guts to pick them. I didn't. But you knew that Alabama, I had told you that Alabama fans were all pissed because I had them in my preseason poll down around 14, which is where I thought they deserved to be. And Florida State proved my point, didn't they? I mean, talk about no fluke. Every touchdown drive Castellanos had, those were legitimate drives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they pounded the rock. He passed them. He ran over them and around them. And, I keep hearing all this about effort. The excuses that are made for Alabama when they're not as good as anticipated, particularly by the pundits, that all they see when they're looking at Alabama's roster is, that kid was a 4-star. That kid was a 5-star. When you still, Rick, when you get these players in there, you still have to coach them up, okay? They still have to be a team. And I don't care how many great young players that are on that team that are going to be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth round draft. I don't care. As a team, they're just not that good. They're not worthy of being in the top 5. They weren't to start the season, and they certainly aren't now.
Yeah.
I think Kalen DeBoer is a really good coach. I don't think he just dropped off a turnip truck when he got to Alabama, but I do think, based on what I've seen and heard about what's been going on with the program since the loss, And you know how Alabama fans are.
Oh, yeah.
You know, now all the stories are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is Kalen DeBoer's demeanor and his approach to the craft, his approach to the craft of coaching is just not a good fit at Alabama. I mean, this thing could be as bad as the Brian Harsin hire was to Auburn.
Wow.
Okay? It could be that bad. It really could.
Uh-huh.
Okay? I think everyone remembers how that went for Auburn.
Right.
I think we've got a similar set of circumstances here. Even though DeBoer had a pedigree and was certainly well, I never had a problem with him being hired. I thought he was a hell of a hire. I really did. But at Washington and in that environment, there was absolutely no pressure. And in this play, in Tuscaloosa, I mean, your every move is under a microscope.
Yep.
And I don't think that he was ready for that. And even getting, Grubb, his offensive coordinator, I thought did a decent job. I thought the quarterback, he is better than Milroe for the offense they want to run, but they had so many drop passes, Rick. It was. I mean, that's the part where I think people said the lack of effort when they saw that many drop passes in crucial situations,
including Ryan Williams. Williams, he looked like he was hearing footsteps.
That's right.
He looked scared out there.
Absolutely.
Hey,
if they're counting their NFL money already, Rick, you're in trouble.
Gus Malzahn, first 3 drives went 75, 65, 52 yards. It totaled 17 points. This wrap up here with Florida State, 230 yards on 49 carries.
I mean, my God. That's unheard of against Alabama, the so-called Alabama juggernaut defensively.
Right.
That you just don't expect that. But Castellanos, I mean, not since Joe Willie Namath has a kid at quarterback put a guarantee up and followed through quite like that. I mean, think about what was being said about him, speaking of the pundits.
Including myself.
Thrown. Yeah.
Including myself. I hated it. I mean,
hear you.
they just won 2 games for crying out loud. Of course I felt that way.
I hear you. I hear you. But the reality is this kid is wired differently, and he is your quintessential alpha quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I work with a lot of quarterbacks. Devin Gardner's a quarterback.
Right.
I've worked with a lot of quarterbacks through the years. They're all alphas. If they're any good, they have to be alphas.
Right.
And he didn't care about that 2-10. And clearly neither did that team before they went out to play the game. So it certainly does change the narrative, I think, in the ACC, don't you think? With what Miami did, with what Florida State did, and Clemson taking it on the chin. Now all of a sudden this whole this is going to be Clemson's league, and let's just punch him right in. As Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friend.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Miami was scary.
Not so fast.
Miami looked good. I mean, that true freshman
Miami
Malachi.
was as scary. Miami was as scary as Bill Belichick's team was bad.
There are some incredible overreactions. Belichick, Arch, Bama. I mean, and it's only week 1. Hey, only a couple of minutes left, Tim. South Florida was really impressive. I think it was a week ago tonight. They go into the swamp. We know the Gators have the most difficult schedule in college football. Any opportunity here that South Florida makes this a football game?
Oh, well, yeah. And Golish, by the way, talk about coaches who've done an unbelievable job. My God, I'm impressed. And by the way, it's been proven in the past that you can win at South Florida. And think about this. Think about this. If the Gators happen to start, out of the gates pretty good, and that schedule is beastly, I think we all know it's beastly, okay? But let's say Florida comes out and looks good. State of Florida might be the number 1 state in college football again.
It should
like
be.
the old days.
It should be,
It could happen.
Yeah.
It absolutely could happen.
No doubt.
I still think that 8-4 is in play for Florida, but let's say I'm wrong, and they can string together some W's. I know Billy feels good about his team, and why wouldn't you when you got a quarterback that's as good as that one? So we'll see. And then I also want to mention South Carolina because I thought that win for them and Lenore Sellers was outstanding. It is the year of the quarterback in college football. We got a ton of them. And in the Cyhawk game coming up on Saturday, Rocco Beck, I saw him last week. That kid was near perfect.
Yeah.
He only missed one pass the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody takes the under because of Phil Parker's Iowa defense, and usually Matt Campbell plays it close to the vest against Iowa. But this is a different Iowa State offense now. Even with Higdon and Knoll gone to the Texans in the NFL, they've got a bevy of receivers, 2 outstanding backs. And in my mind, Rocco Beck, along with Josh Hoover, the quarterback at TCU, they're the 2 most underrated quarterbacks in the country.
Boy, he looked good. He looked absolutely fantastic. Yeah, no doubt about it. Just, tearing apart, as we do know, Bill Belichick. All right, as we wrap things up, I've got something new, a new device here, and it's a Brother Beano blimp, and I see right now it's on its way to Norman, Oklahoma, for the Sooners against the Wolverines on Saturday night.
Well, let me just say, it's unbelievable that Michigan would play at Oklahoma this start of the season. Why would you schedule such a game? I mean, you're Michigan, for crying out loud. You got the helmet. And by the way, when I was buried, even though I was cremated, I was buried with a Michigan helmet. That was Beano's dream, by the way. I want to be buried with a Michigan helmet. Before I die, I want to dot the I at Ohio Stadium. I thought it was ironic that Coach Corso, was saying goodbye with, the script Corso in Ohio Stadium. I thought about Beano even then. I really did, watching that. But Beano would say, the material is with Michigan. The quarterback is with Michigan. But this kid from Wazoo, this kid Mateer, and this OC, this Arbuckle guy, they're gonna run roughshod and beat the Wolverines. It's an upset alert pick. Go with Oklahoma.
There you go.
Michigan.
So that's your fly in the ointment.
It's my fly in the ointment. And ULM to cover at Alabama, by the way. ULM will cover.
They covered a week ago, as we do know. Hey, Tim, have a great call there in Hoosierville, Bloomington, Indiana. Indiana, Kennesaw State is coming up at high noon on FS1 Saturday.
And next week I'll talk to you from Lubbock. I get to see Texas Tech on Big Fox next week.
And they're spending some money out in Lubbock, so we'll see what happens.
They are.
Tim, always a lot of fun. Thank you, sir.
I want to make those people buy me dinner there. We'll see you.
There he goes, Tim Brando of Fox Sports. Again, big game for him coming up on Saturday. Let's check the money. We go to Las Vegas next. We hear from Rafael Esparza.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. No, you see, you get $150 in bonus bets after your first $5 bet hits.
Did somebody say hit?
Whoa, Ray Lewis? We were just saying if your bet hits.
Huh. You know I love a good form tackle.
We know, Ray. We know. Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
This is Hayes Carlion, here from a driver who made the smart move to buying a vehicle from Atlantic Infinity.
Hayes, this is my second Infinity, so I knew exactly what I wanted. And Atlantic Infinity made it so easy for me. The GM Dwayne had my new ride ready to go, and I was in and out of the dealership in about 30 minutes. The Atlantic Infinity promise just sealed the deal for me. It's $2,500 in added value, including roadside assistance. I am so happy with my new car.
Atlantic Infinity, Atlantic, near St. John's Bluff.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, the only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by November 6th.
Football is a game of inches, and at Front Runners Tap House, every inch counts. Catch every big play on their massive 396-inch giant television. The ultimate game day experience is waiting for you at Front Runners Tap House inside the Community First Igloo.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Rafael Esparza is in Las Vegas. My goodness, it must be going nuts around there with all this football, including we're less than an hour away. Dallas in Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Rafael Esparza, how you doing?
I am doing well. How about yourself?
And everything's great. I didn't count, but I looked. What are there, 9 or 10 road favorites this weekend? We have the game in Brazil, so that doesn't count with Kansas City playing on Sunday or tomorrow night. But what, 9 or 10 road favorites week one?
Yeah, I mean, every year people think, oh, we want parity in the NFL. And then when you look at week one and just look at some teams, there is no parity. There's pretty much maybe 5 or 6 teams that I think can win it all, and everyone else is just juggling for draft order.
Really? I think there's more. I think there's more teams that can win the Super Bowl than there are teams who can win the national championship in college football.
I'll give you that. But, I mean, if you kind of look at it, I mean, there's pretty much only, I would say, 6, 7 teams that can win the Super Bowl. Maybe there's more teams in college football because we saw 3 teams that struggled that lost last week in college football.
You know, I think there's some pretty good reward here. If you look at the 2 teams playing Sunday night, they're both what? Plus 650, Buffalo, Baltimore. Eagles tonight plus 700. I don't think we get a repeat. Chiefs plus 800. You take any one of those 4 teams, that's a pretty good cash out. And, of course, you take anyone not named those 4 teams, you're really going to make some pretty good cash.
Yeah, I'm throwing out the 49ers. I'm not putting them on my list. I think they have a degrading. I've told people keep an eye out. How come Tampa Bay never gets any love for anything besides the division? If his team wins the division year after year, Baker Mayfield doesn't get as much love as he should. Why can't Tampa Bay win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I don't know, because their offensive coordinators keep leaving. And that's a matchup here with
Carolina. True too.
Yeah, Carolina and Jacksonville will face one another here coming up on Sunday. Let's begin with that game. We know it opened at 2.5. It's up to 3.5. I know a lot of public money on Jacksonville. Any sharp money yet on this game?
I'm hearing the sharp money is probably going to come on Carolina, which I'm hoping it does because I do like Jacksonville on this one. But if you're want to bet Jacksonville, I wouldn't lay the 3.5. I wouldn't even lay the 4 if, let's say, Jag money comes in. I would say maybe wait the live bet or maybe move the number on the opening one. But I like Jacksonville at home against a Carolina team that's, yes, they played well in the second half. But, I mean, this is you know it. This is a brand-new Jacksonville team, brand-new shiny head coach, a lot of new pieces, a lot of new shiny toys on both offense and defense. If Jacksonville can't win with this team that they have this year, then maybe they need to be downgraded to the CFL.
That's pretty good. And I think there's going to be a lot of people here in town who feel that way on Monday. I already said, I mean what a lot of people may consider a foolish statement, but I believe it. I think this is the first time in 34 years of doing this. I think this game in Jacksonville means more to the fans than it does the team, because the team will move on to Cincinnati, but this fan base, their mental health, they lose to Carolina, Raphael, it's going to be brutal around here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if there's one team that cannot afford to lose a home game. Now, if this was vice versa, if they're at Carolina, I think it's totally different. But you're at home. You're week 1 at home hosting a team that's really not regulated to do anything in the worst division in football, and you lose this home game, you think AEW fans are going crazy. They might rush the field and body slam the Jaguars.
What do you think about tonight now with all the turmoil, all the chaos in Dallas, and, taking on a team that's going to be overhyped tonight? Their fans are after winning a Super Bowl. But as we said, it's very difficult to repeat in this league.
I think we see a lot of points. I actually do like second half points over at 23.5. I think we're going to see a lot of points scored in the third quarter. I see a close game. I'm hoping that the gambling gods let the Eagles get the ball first, kick a field goal up 3-0, so I can live bet Dallas and probably get plus 14 or maybe even higher. I think the Eagles win this game, but I think they win by 7 points or less.
Very interesting. Florida, South Florida. It's a big line. It's 17.5, 18, somewhere in that neighborhood. You look at the Gators' future schedule, and I was just talking to Tim Brando about this. It's so nasty. How about South Florida with an extra 48 hours? Can you make a point that take the points in South Florida?
I would, and I would wait. I think the public is betting Florida because some books have 18.5. And last time I checked, this is a great overlook spot for South Florida because you know what Florida has to go to next week? They go to Baton Rouge to play LSU, who just beat Clemson and now have to face La Tech. Me and you can probably beat La Tech. So I like the plus points. I think Florida wins this game, don't get me wrong, but I think South Florida puts the pressure on them. I think we can see a lot closer game.
All right, let's wrap with the game of the weekend in college football. That is at Oklahoma on Saturday night. A true freshman quarterback, and Michigan rolls into Soonerland. Where's the money been this week at the window?
It's been Oklahoma and under. I mean, this total opened up at 47.5. There's some 44s popping up. I think the spread is probably going to stay between 5, 5.5. But I like Oklahoma. I think they're going to be a sneaky pick. Finally, Oklahoma has realized, hey, we're not in the Big 12 anymore. We have to play SEC defense or we're going to get blown out. So I like Oklahoma's defense in this spot, and I just don't think Michigan could score. Their offense is going to struggle all season long.
It's very similar to me with Carr, even though he was a redshirt. C.J. Carr going into Miami with a transfer quarterback, well-seasoned, and Carson Beck. Make the same deal here with Bryce Underwood going into Oklahoma with John Mateer, guy who did wonderful things at Washington State and now hopes to do the same thing there at Oklahoma. Rafael Esparza, tell us about your show and how listeners can get a hold of you.
Yeah, my show is tomorrow, every Fridays and Mondays at Betting Outside the Box, where we talk about weird stuff that you can actually bet on. And then to jump over to my book, you have some great stuff going on this weekend in Week 1 at NFL. And I'm going to piggyback on the Jaguars. So far, the state of Florida has done really well in football. South Florida beat Boise, Miami, Florida State. Jags win big. I have Jags winning by 10. On Sunday.
All right. There you have it. That is Rafael Esparza. Have a great weekend. We'll do it again next Thursday. Thank you.
Take it easy. Have a great weekend.
We have what, Dylan? A giveaway 4-pack. Are you telling me we have a giveaway Jaguars 4-pack for Sunday?
We call it a family 4-pack of tickets to the Jaguars Panthers, and you can win these tickets to the game Sunday at the bank by telling me the Jags play the Panthers in 1996. Who scored the first touchdown for the Jacksonville Jaguars? Ooh. If you can answer that, call me up at 641-1010. You can get 4 tickets to the game on Sunday.
How about that?
Bank.
First touchdown, Jacksonville and Carolina. Who scored it for the Jags? Give Dylan Denmark a call, 641-1010. You're getting 4 tickets for the opener against Carolina.
1010XL is your home for play-by-play of Bishop Kenny football.
It's 2 teams without a loss, and something's got to give on the banks of the St. Johns. Turquoise Creek, Bishop Kenny, Friday at 7 on 92.5 FM.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performancepainting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. You already know it's your main man E to the T here for Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft. And with ball season here, make sure you're on the lookout for my instant reaction before, during, or after the game. All brought to you by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree drafts. Come on, somebody.
There's a new game changer in downtown Jacksonville, and it's not the two-way star you might be thinking of. It's Pour Tap Room Jacksonville at Laura and Forsyth. 2 floors, 80 self-pour taps of craft beer, wine and cocktails, and a full liquor bar. Pour Tap Room has all your game day favorites. Wings, burgers, and more. You can even grab a slice or a pie next door at Pizza Dynamo, and they'll bring it right to your table. Pour Tap Room Jacksonville, a beer festival every day.
Joint replacement surgery is always a tough decision, but relief from chronic pain may be just around the corner. Dr. George Barry here, and there's a lot to consider to make sure you get the proper diagnosis and best path back to the range of motion and mobility you had. Age, lifestyle, and overall health all play a part. Let the team at Barry Orthopedics give you a full analysis to help you make the best decision. Log on to BarryOrthopedics.com or call the office to make an appointment. With offices across Jacksonville and ready to help you feel good again, we'll get you back on the road to recovery at Barry Orthopedics.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about letting things roll off of your back. So often we can make big deals out of things that are not really big deals. We can allow them to steal the joy of our day. But let me remind you that don't allow anyone or anything to steal the joy of today. Go out today not letting little things steal the big things that God has in store for you.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to american-electrical.com and see how they can help you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Really two bizarre stories in the NFL that popped out today. Number one, Amari Cooper retires like right on the cusp of the season. I mean, he thought it was bad with Andrew Luck going back, whatever that was, 5, 6, 7 years ago.
2019.
2019.
It was when Florida played Miami. 2019. I remember so well.
Yeah, Andrew Luck did that during the final preseason game, if memory serves me correct. So at least there was a little bit of time. Amari Cooper, does this earlier today. And how about North Carolina with Bill Belichick and Michael Lombardi saying, Patriot staff, you're banned. You're not allowed to come anywhere near the North Carolina program. I mean, NFL teams send scouts to college football games all across the landscape in North Carolina after just getting their doors blown up. You would think the last thing that North Carolina would be doing right now is to be in the news, right? It's fix your problems. But that came out today about banning the NFL. Nothing changed for the Jaguars as far as the injury report. Buster Brown didn't work. Wyatt Milam didn't work. That is those two are not going to go. That is an ankle and a knee, respectively. Cole Van Lanen, limited again for Cole Van Lanen in his shoulder. So that's going to be a big decision. When I look at them going from 53 to 48, I want to see if he does stay with 3 running backs or puts all 4 out there with a game jersey. And then, Cole Van Lanen. You got Monheim and Edoga. Do they go with 7 offensive linemen, or does Cole Van Lanen get an opportunity? So those are the 2 first things that I will look for on Sunday, 90 minutes before kickoff.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hacker Nation is here. He is ready. It is Thursday night, his final show before Friday Night Lights, and your final show before the 5th quarter.
Yeah, 5th quarter debuts on Sunday. We'll be out at Hurricanes in San Marco. Looking forward to that. Of course, this year it'll be Leon Searcy and the coach Gerald Ingram sits in the coach's chair this year. 18 years of NFL experience, a couple of Super Bowl rings, and hopefully we'll be talking about a victory on Sunday night. Here's where I'm at, Rick, with this Jaguar game. You got to play somebody in the NFL, right? You got to play a team. And if you had to choose, if you had to handpick an opponent for the Jacksonville Jaguars to play in Week 1 at home, Carolina would be in my top 3 selections. It would be either New Orleans.
Yep.
I would say the Jets, or Carolina.
Okay.
And Tennessee would probably be number 4. So with that as a backdrop, I am now at the point where this is a must-win, because you could not have handpicked a better opponent at home on opening day than the Carolina Panthers. The Jaguars need to win this game, and if they don't, I'm going to have grave concerns.
Yeah, and it's going to be a brutal week. I'm going to hate it for these fans because, I've said it all week, and I said it forever. I think this game means more to the fans than it does the team, because the team will move on to Cincinnati. They'll prepare. I mean, you got 27 new guys. They don't remember what it's been like around here. These fans, though, their mental health, that's going to be brutal. I don't know if you've made your pick yet. I like Jacksonville 27-17.
Yeah, I like them. That's exactly. I mean, I had 10 to 14 points. I think they win by a couple of scores. Again, Carolina's not very good. They have injury problems at wide receiver. Their starting left tackle is not going to play. I mean, the bottom line is the Jaguars have to figure out a way to stop a rookie in Ted McMillan, a second-year wideout in Xavier Legette, and Hunter Renfrow. Those are the 3 wide receivers that Carolina is going to be playing most, with Tommy Tremble at tight end and Chuba Hubbard, who's a decent player. But come on, man. I mean, if you look at the entire Jaguar schedule, you're not going to have worse skill position maybe any other week of the year than what Carolina is going to bring in here on Sunday.
That's fair. All right, what do you got coming up tonight?
Yeah, we're going to go inside the Jaguar locker room. I had a conversation this week with Bayshell Tootin, tight end Johnny Munt, and defensive lineman Austin Johnson. So we will play those conversations. Also, Cecil Shorts, we fire him back up. He's going to be with us weekly during the football season here on Hacker After Dark. And we will go to Carolina, the Mac Attack, Chris McClain, WFNZ in Charlotte, to get one final perspective on how Carolina is looking at this game heading into Sunday afternoon.
All right, man. Have a fun show tonight.
Thanks, Rick.
He's Hacker Nation. And remember, tomorrow now, we change things up because of high school football. I will be on 4 to 6 on 1010 only, okay? That's going to be during high school football season on the AM. So tomorrow, 4 to 6, that means at 7 o'clock, the elbows are just buried into the bar at the Blue Crab House right off of San Jose, Jewington Creek Road. So Yeah, listen, I love 6 to 8, but I get this opportunity to get to the Blue Crab now on Friday nights. Thank you to Kyle Bailey of WFNZ, Rafael Esparza, and Tim Brando. Dylan Denmark produced it. I'm Rick Ballou again tomorrow, 4 to 6 on 1010 a.m. I'll talk to you then.